What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture. Today I'm going to go over a few ways we can manipulate samples in Ableton as well as chop them. Yeah, sample chopping and manipulation. So let's get into it. I am going to use Loopcloud to find a sample. So hop into the browser and plugins. I'm going to use the Loopcloud plugin and insert it into Ableton. Let's there it is right there. So I'm on a MIDI track. I'm just gonna double click on it and it'll populate down here, and this is our instrument. So let's go ahead and hop into Loopcloud. Alright, we're now in Loopcloud, where there are thousands and probably close to 1 million loops that we can choose from. Let's hop into this hip hop elements kit. Looks pretty interesting. And let's see what we got. What's this? Now these samples are watermarked. They have that airy bird sound in them, and once we purchase them, then we can take off the watermark. There's a melody loop right here. I like this one. Let's try to find a melody loop that's a bit more percussive or something like that. Drum loop even. So I'm actually going to try this one, and we see right here in this section it says DAW. Right here it says it's connected to Ableton, and if we turn that off it won't be connected anymore. So basically it's going to sync it to the tempo of Ableton, which is 120 right now. I'm going to hop back into Ableton, and I want to change my tempo to 140 actually. So just going to drag this up to 140 just by clicking and dragging up. And let's go ahead and close the browser right quick. Now, I want to buy this, but let's see what it sounds like with some effects on it. In Loopcloud, we can add delay, filter, panner, reverb, stop, reverse, vinyl stop. These effects are all available inside of it. So let's see what stop, reverse will sound like. I don't necessarily want to put that on it. Let's go for a panner. That's dope. And let's go for a filter. We'll choose LFO and fourths. I'm gonna buy this file now, and I can hit download HQ file, high quality file, and it'll basically download. It'll go to my download section, or I can just drag this or hit this copy button right here and then just paste it inside of Ableton. So we'll hop into Ableton, and I'm gonna paste it right here. Whoops, paste. So now we have our sample inside of this clip. Keep in mind, that's not the affected one. So if we want the affected one, we'll go back in and we'll get the processed one, not the original. And we can paste that here. Now I can continue to manipulate that with effects in Ableton, or I can add my plugin effects. Let's try halftime, see what that sounds like. let's go ahead and throw on another effect. Looking for something in particular, but I can't remember the name, so we'll go for glitch 2. And I'm going to initialize this and add in my own. Alright, lo-fi, reverser. Lo-fi is here. Bit depth. Stretcher. Let's try some distortion. I want to turn down the distortion a bit. The wet. So we just basically, you know, got a sample from Loopcloud and we affected it in Loopcloud and then we affected it more inside of Ableton. So let's go ahead and find another sample in Loopcloud and chop it up. I'm gonna go back out. Let's see what kind of samples we might want. Xylophone. Yeah, let's see what xylophone samples are out there in the Loopcloud. See what this is. Let's turn these off. X, there you go. I like this. Yeah, this is cool. So this is in a different pitch than our original sample was in. This is in D sharp, but that won't matter because we're going to chop it up and we can change the pitch of the other sample anyways. The first sample was in A minor, I believe. So let's go ahead and buy this file. And let's just download the file. I'm going to copy the original because we didn't process it. And keep in mind, if we hit play on this and play inside of Ableton, they'll play together. So I can pitch this to D sharp. So right now it's at A. So the closest way to get to D sharp is by probably going down. So A flat, G flat, G flat is F. I should have just said F. E, D sharp. So double checking that on the keyboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. Now this should be in tune, and let's do the same thing to this one. This should be D sharp now. And we can double check that by adding a tuner. Let's see if I'm incorrect. It is possible. Whoops. Let's try this. That sounds better. Cool. And it also looks better, and it looks like D sharp now. So let's change this one as well. Alright, let's get that xylophone sample in and let's chop that up. So I already copied it, so let's paste it. And now we have our sample laid out for us. And I did paste that in a MIDI channel, keep that in mind. Now I can zoom into this portion right here and there it is. Alright, and you see these little gray dots in here, or these gray markers. Those mark the transients for us. Now I can go through and select those one by one. So I would go through and select all the transients that I want to use. and that's basically every sample. So just double clicking on the transient markers that Ableton already set. And there's another way you can do this without going through and selecting these, which I'll show you in a second. Alright, so we just went through and chopped everything one by one. Now let's say we didn't want to do that. We don't have to. I'm going to create another MIDI track, and let's add simpler. There it is right there. I'm looking for it. And we can drag and drop in our sample from Loopcloud. So let's take the original, because again we didn't process it, and drop it into live on top of the simpler and put it on slice, and it automatically sliced it for us, and we can move things around however we please and just play it. So that's a couple ways you can slice things in Ableton. Now let's turn that off, and you can get rid of the Loopcloud player whenever you want. And basically I just muted it, I didn't turn it off. This is where I put the slices. Let's put some effects on this. Play around with the loops, experiment with the effects. Of course, you don't have to choose something that's, super simple to chop. You could choose something as complex as you want. So we can go into Loopcloud and let's look for something that's a bit more complex. Might not be in this specific pack, but let's see what we find. I want to take this, and it's in D#. So let's buy this file, and when you get Loopcloud, I believe you get a certain amount of credits free, so you can buy some sounds to begin with, and if you don't, you do get a lot of sounds to start off with anyways. So let's download this file. So I'm going to create a MIDI track, add simpler, and drag that sample in. Put it on slice mode. Now we got some slices, and we could change the sensitivity if we would like to. So let's see what we got. So sensitivity is at 100%. We can tone it down so we have longer samples. So tons of stuff you could come up with and get ideas flowing by chopping and manipulating samples. Definitely check out Loopcloud if you haven't already. I'll drop a link down in the description, and you can get tons of free sounds that come with it, tons of free loops and things that you can experiment with. It's all Couture, Kickback, and Cook Up.